Humanity is facing global healthcare system crisis. My name is Elena Bensonoff, clinical pharmacist with over 25 years of experience, board certified in functional medicine, and of course, over 12 years now of experience of quantum healing. I am absolutely honored to share with you a story that just happened with my family, my oldest son, Sasha. So last month, Sasha was admitted to the emergency room. And I share this story because this story is so significant in what I have to say to you all. He's been living on his own for the last 5 years, serving in the US Coast Guard. He didn't share with me that in the last 3 to 4 months, he wasn't feeling that well. He thought that he's strong enough, he can handle it. Well, things got really out of hand. He was diagnosed with pancolitis on May 12th, which means that his entire colon is inflamed. It's ulcerative colitis, but much more severe because it touches on the entire colon. So, of course, I drove to the hospital 3.5 hours. It was actually the fastest drive of my life. And I think no matter how old your child is, they will always be your children. He's 24 years old. So what happened there blew my mind. First of all, they wanted to put him on antibiotics. And I said, is there a diagnosis? Does he have bacterial infection? They said, no, this is a protocol. I said, absolutely not. We're not putting him on antibiotics. So 2 days later, of course, they took a sample of his stool. Voila, there's no bacteria in his stool. 2 days later, the doctor says, another doctor, oh, I just ordered antibiotics for him. I'd like for him to start on antibiotics. I said, why are you starting antibiotics when his bacteria on the lab was negative? And they said, oh yeah, we don't have to. Then they said, oh, we can do proton pump inhibitor. And I said, why is that? They said, well, that's also part of the treatment protocol. I said, really, is it necessary? I'm going to give him aloe. And they said, oh, no, absolutely no aloe. That is not FDA approved. Well, I said, well, then definitely we're not putting him on that medication. So, of course, he left the hospital with all kinds of meds. Now, go back a little bit. On May 12th, he was diagnosed during colonoscopy. He had to go under anesthesia. He came out. And he said to me, this is when I wasn't there. He said, Mom, no one talked to me about diet. I said, interesting. What did they tell you? So when he came out from colonoscopy, the first thing they said to him, you need to stuff your face with cheeseburger and fries. So keep in mind, the last two things somebody who is inflamed should be having is dairy and gluten, right? And fried foods. So this is their recommendation. He was, of course, completely shocked. So thank God he's at home. We're taking care of him. There's a lot of toxicity that he has in his system. I'm sharing this story with you, and I say this is a crisis because something else happened today. And if you are healthcare practitioner, you went into the field of medicine or the healing arts because you truly felt the desire to help humanity. You felt the need that you wanted to be that advocate. But then something happened along the way while you became part of that system, and you feel perhaps that system has failed you as a practitioner, right? I just want you to know that there are so many beautiful ways where you don't have to feel stagnant. There's other opportunities waiting for you. And I'm here for you to teach you all those tools to invite you into the Wholistic Quantum Healer program. So not only this program is for medical practitioners, but anyone in the healing arts. And I will say that for those that are parents, or you care about your family members and you just want to be an advocate, or if you're a health coach, just know that you're so needed. And I realized this many years ago that we all come here with a specific divine mission. We all have a divine purpose. And that purpose for many of us is to serve, right? To feel good about ourselves at the end of the day. When you go and you close your eyes, and if you imagine this is your last day on the planet, do you feel that you've made a difference in other people's lives? Have you touched them? Have you cared for them? Because ultimately it's an expression of who you are, right? Your love and compassion towards others is a reflection of your inner being. I invite you to be the voice, the advocate for yourself, to create a massive global impact and not to leave all these people behind. And I will share with you what happened today. So, of course, today we had a follow-up appointment because we brought Sasha from Jacksonville, Florida, to Tampa. We went to see a new doctor, and it just blew my mind. And this is why I am so compelled to invite all of you who feel your divine purpose is to rise, to speak up on behalf of your health, on behalf of your loved one's health, right? And to speak on behalf of your clients and your patients. Your voice is so needed at this time on our planet. I also looked up the term anxiety, right? Anxiety. There's 26 billion searches right now on Google for the term anxiety. The population is just below 8 billion. So what does it tell you? Anxiety is on the rise. All these chronic conditions are on the rise. Who is here advocating for you? So today we went to this new doctor because Sasha needs to get off of some of the medications, to go on the new medications to put him into remission. His case is severe. And my goal, of course, is eventually to get him off all of those meds. But for now, this is the path. And there's a time and a place for allopathic medicine, but we cannot have that robotic view of another human being. Right? So we're going to look at a human being from a holistic perspective, which is body, mind, and soul. And this is why we're having 26 billion searches right now on Google for anxiety. So today we went in and the doctor said, okay, tell me why you're on this medication, why no one has talked to you about decreasing it, right? And we're talking about prednisone. And he's been a really high dose. And we said, well, we just got discharged from the hospital 3 weeks ago, so this is why we're here. As soon as I open my mouth to say that, she puts her hand up and says, stop speaking right now. She didn't ask me who I am. So then Sasha proceeded to ask her if there is any dietary recommendations. He just wanted to see, because he's an adult, he wanted to know what she had to say. She said to him, Google it. Then he said, I've looked up a couple of these medications. What is the prognosis? What would you say is pro and cons with all these different medications that possibly I would need in the future? She said to him, go on Crohn's website and ulcerative colitis website and Google it. These are the answers from healthcare provider. Another thing, she said, there's brand new medication. And this medication most likely will not be approved by your insurance because it's new, but that would be an interesting one to look into. Of course, I pull up the medication and guess what are the side effects? There's a whole list of side effects, and many of them, one of the side effects is it causes cancer, stroke, heart disease, severe infection, death. I mean, seriously, if he's asking about diet and all the other aspects, she doesn't care. She says, Google it, but then she's advocating the drug. So if you are a pharmacist, nurse, doctor, dentist, massage therapist, health coach, I'm sure you've been in one of those situations, or you've had patients that had to face these situations. And I know that absolutely you're in the right place by being here with me today. Thank you so much for listening to my story. I believe that all of us who are here are meant to rise, to help humanity heal, to give the right tools. So I invite you to join me for the Wholistic Quantum Healer training. In this program, you're going to learn everything about diet, how to test each individual person for what diet is needed for them, whether they're having chronic condition or not, because food is nutrients, right? It's here to help us thrive, to make us feel better. But if you're not giving the right protocols to the patient or client, you might be, not recognizing how that food is creating inflammation, right? Contributing to that fire and contributing to the dis-ease, right? So you're going to learn how diet impacts each individual. I actually don't believe in diets, but I believe in customized, laser individualized protocols for clients and patients. So that's number one. You're going to learn about gut health and how detect using very specific techniques on the spot of what the person has, whether they have parasites, bacteria, candida, fungus, any kind of viruses. All of these tools you will be learning with me, because it's important to know, again, what is contributing to the imbalance. We're going to learn about neurotransmitters, serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine, epinephrine, GABA. So all of those neurotransmitters, it's important also to know what you can do to bring balance to the person's entire autonomic nervous system, right? So when a person is in that fight or flight, their adrenals might be stressed. So it's going to be great for you to know what stage of adrenal fatigue they're in. You're going to learn that. Now we're also going to apply and learn different modalities as far as if they are in protocols already, if they're taking supplements. A lot of people will come into my practice and they have boxes of supplements. Most likely, a lot of these supplements don't work, right? So you'll be learning how to minimize the amount of things people are taking. And then, of course, medications. If you are a doctor, you'll be able to know if this medication is the right medication for your patient. And if it is, what can you do? Or let's say if it's not, what can you do to adjust it? We're going to learn how to test every single system in the body, starting from liver, lymph, kidneys, large intestine, small intestine, colon, to see if a person needs support. Oftentimes patients are placed on, or they place themselves on detox protocols. Well, how do you know if you're detoxing them from heavy metals, or people are doing liver detox? How do you know it's actually the right detox? And what happens then? You're detoxing a person, but all the toxins are being reabsorbed back into the system because they have leaky gut. So we're going to learn all of that, because I truly believe that the practitioners of the future are the ones that understand body, mind, and soul approach. Again, our mind has absolute impact on our health, and it is important to regulate every single system. I look forward to seeing you in my Quantum Healer training program, and I know that you will be the one shining the brightest light for your clients, your patients, your family. You'll be advocating for their health and also for your own. I'll see you soon. Thank you so much.